somehow deliver a belt and a certificate right? And
I was reading about a school down here in Florida, and that's exactly what they did. They did testing on online. They just had small groups of people. They had like tiny tigers, little dragons, kids this age, kids that age. And then the instructor went out and he delivered belts and certificates, put them into people's driveway, but he went to every house. And he got in the newspaper and everything for that kind of service. Johnny Ahmed up in Canada, he did the same thing. He did something really cool. He laminated the certificates so people could wash them. And he got a lot of good feedback from students on his Facebook. So both of those are kind of unique. I had another client say she's going to wait till next month and then do a huge graduation, have everyone there. I go, I don't think everyone's going to come right away. So I don't know if that's a good idea. I think having a grand opening party is real good, but that's probably going to still be a few weeks after you get to clear because people are going to still be a little apprehensive. That's my opinion. Again, I'm not the expert. There's no experts in this because no one's been through it before. So
I saw somebody tossing belts into car windows. So and it was a joke, right? How social distancing, like you catch your belt. But I will tell you that delivering things, first of all, I'm not a good delivery driver. I tried to deliver pizza when I first started my school. I was in college. It took me 8 years to get my 4-year degree. I was living in the back of my school at this time. And I delivered pizza one night. And my bumper fell off, my seatbelt stopped working, and my check engine light came on. I swear to God, all three of those things happened. And I was like, nope, I can't do it. I'm not coming back. So I backed and went back and forward, backed up and went forward, I don't know, 7 times trying to find this house number before I realized that I'm freaking dyslexic. And it was like 142 instead of 124. That was me delivering a Wave Master to a family who had like a tiny car, Yeah. And so I would do delivery when you have to and not say, hey, I'm going to deliver you all your belts. Because the parents are thinking, oh, great, I don't have to go out. But it's like, come on, if you can do curbside pickup for Chili's, you can come get your kid's belt. Yeah. And if you can't, if you're really that uncomfortable, then we'll deliver it. But what I would say and what I have started to say now, instead of we will deliver it, is I've started to say, if you're uncomfortable coming and picking it up, please email us back and let me know. Because if you just say delivery, a bunch of people go, sounds great. And I had to go 8 miles out of town to deliver this kid's beam. And when I got there, they had a Suburban in the driveway. And I'm like, what? Pull the seat down, right? So I stopped saying we'll deliver and I started saying contact us if you're uncomfortable and make sure that they know that it's okay, right? So they're like, it's a big difference. If you're so weak that you can't get out, let us know. It's different than if you're uncomfortable, we totally understand. It's crazy out there. Please let us know and we'll find another way. That's a lot different.
Melanie Strauss down here is doing a board breaking class. And so she sold boards and had curbside pickup where people can pick up their boards.
Yeah.
I just ordered a TV from Best Buy, and I had to pick it up today. They said just when you get in the parking lot, hit the yellow button on your phone that they sent me, open your trunk, and we'll throw it in your trunk.
Nice. Yeah, I had to pick up a bunch of stuff, obviously, for all this from Best Buy, and it was nice to be in a line. I still had to go in at the time. They probably can't now, but I had to go in. At least I didn't have to walk around the store. I stood in a line, and then anyway, we have our phone's been ringing off the hook. We've run out of our beams, balance beams, and beam trainers and bar trainers that we built for kids. Every day. Monday we ran out, Tuesday we ran out. I've got a whole nother batch sitting out there, but I think we're going to run out today too, which honestly, at first I was like, oh crap, I can't finish that many and bring them in, but it's nice that people, I know that's annoying. It's nice that people showed up and we didn't have them. Hey, we ran out. Okay, that must mean that they're good. You know what I mean? If I get there and nobody else has picked up a Wave Master, well, so I'm happy that we've run out of those kinds of things a couple of days now. Are you guys handing out equipment?
I delivered yesterday.
Yeah.
people were pretty happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you deliver, Dave?
Shields, kicking shields, and hand pads.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it, like you said, they're publicly thanking for that on social media, whatever. Hey, thank you for bringing that out. That's awesome. It's kind of nice, and I didn't mind getting out, I can't navigate either, but I'll use my phone.
It was the worst, man. And I'm like, and at the time, see, and this was before like Google Maps was a thing.
Yeah.
They had a big, huge, in the pizza place that is like enormous map of the town. And I'm like staring at it, and all the pizza dudes are like running in, picking up a huge stack of pizzas, grabbing the paper, and then leaving. And I'm like, and at the end of the night, it was 3 a.m. and they're all counting their money. And they're like, hey, all right, so hey, new dude, how much did you make? And I made like $16, right? And these dudes are like 70, 80, 90 bucks. And they're like, so you must have made some cash tonight, right? Did you like it? And I'm like, I didn't make anything. I delivered like 4 pizzas. Terrible. Well, we're going to do graduation at the end of April still. I think that this is a great opportunity for people to shift what their expectations for graduation is. Right? And put more emphasis on attendance and attitude and participation and less attendance on physical skill. I can't see the physical skills all that well in Zoom, to be perfectly frank. I mean, I can, and it's way better than I thought it was going to be, But if they've got their laptop down on the coffee table and they're throwing a hook kick that's waist high, it looks like it's head high. I'm like, wow, great hook kick. But on the floor, I'd be like, you can do better. Right. So we've always told parents that, look, and I explain it to them on day one. I'm showing them the belt ranks, or if it's parkour, I'm showing them the bands. And I say, now your belt ranks or your bands are determined based on your attendance, your participation, your attitude and effort. Think about it this way, Johnny. If you are really good at martial arts, but you have a terrible attitude and you never come to class, should we give you a belt? And the family goes, no. And I'm like, but let's say that you're struggling a little bit with some of your kicks and punches, but you're doing your best, you're coming to class, you're trying hard, and you have a good attitude. Do you think you should get a belt? The family's like, oh, yes. So we've started that pre-frame on day one, and it's helped a lot with, those hockey dad attitudes of like, hey, my kid's a blue belt and that kid's a blue belt. That kid's not anywhere near as good as my kid, and things like that we all get. Or at least they keep it down. Or at least when dad starts to speak up, mom goes, they already talked about this to us on day one.
Would you call that the cocky dad attitude?
Hockey dads. Hockey dads are the worst, man. And I say hockey dads, not to pick on dads, but mom's the one that's bringing them to class every day, right? And then dad shows up for belt graduation and sees all these kids flapping around. He expects it to be a bunch of Bruce Lees in here, right? And I was like, I've been paying $200 a month for my kid to come for the last 3 months. I better show up and they're doing backflips. And they show up and the kid's picking his nose. We have to try to mitigate that, and having and doing a lot of announcement on participation and attitude and effort has a lot of mitigating effect on that. And it's more what I think anyway. If somebody had not let me get my green belt because I wasn't good enough, I wouldn't be where I am. And I'm good at martial arts now because nobody told me I wasn't good at martial arts. I look back at the little home videos that my dad had to rent the big camcorder, and I was bad at it, right? But nobody told me I was bad at it, so here we are, and I think that's really important. So many of our kids are in our martial arts classes because they're not good at baseball, right? So let's have some focus on participate. And I'm not saying you can't focus on skills. Everybody has their own way of doing it. I'm just saying this is a really good opportunity to change a lot of things about your structure, your classes, your whatever. So let's change it about our belt ranks too. We're in the middle of a virus. And if you do it once, they're going to think that's how it's going to go next time. They don't have a memory past 6 months in your martial arts school. You have a memory 15 years of your martial arts training. They only have a memory of a couple of months. So,
It's all about attendance, especially now, because what you really want is having members that are doing some type of training when this is all over, so they come back into the school.
Exactly. Exactly. I think I would say, Master Silva, would you say that prioritizing simply showing up to class is the number one thing right now?
I've mentioned that a couple times.
Yeah.
It should be based on attendance. Stripes should be based on attendance.
Yep. Yeah. We're not doing anything special yet to encourage attendance with stripes, but I think that we're going to start. We've seen an uptick in attendance this week, and I'm happy about that. Last week was not as great. You know, we had 6 or 7 kids in class where normally, you know, our Tuesday class has 40 kids in it, and we've got 8 online, and I'm thinking, oh, crap, you know. But we had, I think, 16 in my Tuesday class yesterday, so it's picking up. Hopefully we have, you know, more.
When I do the mat chats for Black Belt Excellence, I do 2 things. I give like a verbal response. So it's like if Roland did one recently, we never give up, we always turn it up. So we always have a verbal response. So this is all about strength and doing your very best. So that was one of them. After I did all the videos yesterday, I was talking about the importance of pre-framing the class, doing that mindset, doing your class, and then ending up with the mat chat. And I said, get all the kids to sit down in front of their computer. You get on one knee just like you're doing the mat chat, and you got to give a killer mat chat. And I've got all different stories to go along with them this month. So I want the parents over here. First, I want the verbal response so the parents go, who are you talking to? Oh, yeah, I got to say that because I have I'm working on power, so I have this Superman thing, you know, faster than a speeding bullet, more power than a locomotive. So I've got all those things this month. I want the kids saying something. Then I want the parents to listen in and hear the mat chat because that's going to be like the glue, I think.
Yeah.
My kids learning still stuff that is so valuable. Yeah, it's time to get on the computer and do your 15-minute karate class because they know the physical fitness is important. They know just getting the kid's mind clear and having something fun to do, and then getting that words of wisdom. And parents are like, okay, this is important. He's learning a lot right here.
Well, and you can do that. So, like, is everybody muting their classes the whole time, or are we letting them be unmuted?
Unmuted.
Okay. Yeah. So I've done half and half. I have unmuted my karate classes because they're much more disciplined than my parkour kids are, like significantly more. There is a difference. They're like they're karate kids. They're like, yes, sir, right? And the parkour kids like, yay. So there's a difference there. But what I've been doing with if you are muting your class, like I'm muting my parkour class, I'm like sliding in almost because I've got like this setup here. The computer's way down low, right? Or it's kind of sitting there. I come in and I say, all right, everybody come take a knee. And I'm like, cool, everybody come take a knee. And they do. They all come take a knee. And having that call and response before you even say, you know, whatever they're going to do, let them know you're going to unmute it, right? All right, I'm going to unmute it. So here we go. Everybody say integrity. Integrity, right? Yeah, the word integrity screaming through the parent's house has to be a clue that this is a positive thing. So I agree. If you are muting your classes, doing like this, and I don't know if you guys do that anyway, everybody say, yes, sir, yes, sir. And they're like, oh, yeah, like I need to hear you. And so I'm seeing them. Like, even though that's muted, I'm seeing them participate, and I know who's not participating. We know our students anyway, most of us. I am meeting a lot of students whose classes I've never done before because I don't even have my instructors in here right now. But like, it's definitely, there are definitely the same teaching strategies used on the mat that you can use there on the floor in order to get that participation and have them excited. I've gotten a lot of feedback. Have you guys gotten has anybody got any negative feedback from parents about Zoom classes? Like, oh, this isn't what we expected or whatever?
I've just gotten I think 2 that just said, for many reasons, this does not work for us. So at this point, you know, we want to pull the plug on everything and, you know, just something like that.
Yeah, and I think there's a difference between canceling or quitting and saying they're not having a positive experience because so what do we just say? This is a great time to evaluate how we do things, right? It's also a great time for families to evaluate what their priorities are. A lot of people are losing their jobs, et cetera, et cetera. Any little bump in the road is a reason for people to try to quit karate, and that's just, we know that. So one of the things Scott said is don't freak out and start canceling people's accounts. Just figure out, is anybody really quitting for this virus, or are they quitting because, you always have 10 quits in March. Did you have 30 quits in March, or did you have 10 quits in March? You know, and that's a big difference. And we had, like, I would say our normal amount of quits in March. Now, we only signed up people through March 15th. You know, I think we had like 4 new members, and then that went downhill. But it's important to remember that those things, that we can separate those. Like, they're canceling because they're canceling versus they're having a bad experience. We haven't had anybody say they're having a bad experience. Like you said, we have had people that said, hey, we are way out in, you know, BFE, Oklahoma, and like we have really bad internet connection, and we tried and we can't hear you. Can we pause until we come back? And, you know, we don't have a pause. We just cancel them and let them come back. That's different. One family said, hey, we're in a studio apartment and we gave it a shot and we just he couldn't even move. So can we come back? That's different. They probably were looking for a reason. But that's another thing. I've had a bunch of people message me and ask, when should I start reducing my prices for classes? And my response to them is very polite. I was also talking to Jason Silverman, and I told him a much more like rude response. I'm not lowering my rates. I'm giving 5 times myself of what I normally do. If you want to cancel, you can cancel, like whatever our cancellation policy is. But we're not just going to start doing karate for $60 a month, because then people think karate is $60 a month. And I don't know what your advice on that is, Grandmaster Silva, but like, I'm not interested in starting to lower my fees, especially when I don't know when we can open back up. I don't know if it's 2 weeks or 2 months. If it's 2 years, this is how we do karate now, and it's still worth $150 a month. Mm-hmm. Am I wrong?
No, I totally agree with you.
Yeah. So I would not start talking about that. And if you have said anything like that to parents, I would pull that back real hard. Anybody that wants a reduced rate, it's probably, if they're hurting and they need financial assistance, hopefully you have things like that in store where you can say, tell me about the situation. Is it where you don't think you can afford it ever, or are you having a hard month, or you just got laid off? Well, how about you continue to come to, that's what I would say, continue to come to class. Can we not charge you until June and you keep coming to class? Oh my God, you would do that? You know, like, and I don't know, whatever situations you guys have, but you know, I'm not interested in $60 karate.
I totally agree. That's sort of what you and Scott and I discussed when we first did that financial self-defense. And I think the options we gave were really, really good. And that option that you just gave, I won't really put out in writing, but if someone came and said that they had a hardship, yeah, then I'm going to bend the rules for them.
Mr. Silva, if you want to share that letter that you helped me write, you're welcome to do so.
Okay. Yeah, that was just an announcement on the policies. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I do think, like you said, not making it public. There's a big what your public announcements are versus what your one-on-one conversations are. Those are 2 completely different worlds. Yep. You know, I really, you have to, it's positivity and, hey, come to class and y'all are doing good and come pick up your Wave Master and hope everybody's staying safe. We've emailed, or we've sent an email or some sort of update every single day since March 15th. Yeah, every day. I didn't send them over the weekends. I sent one on a Sunday, the very first thing. But if you look at our website, it says like COVID-19 updates, and it's boom, 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 boom. Every day on Facebook and every day to people's email. And we have gotten a couple of compliments on, hey, thank you so much for updating us. And every once in a while I say, I'm sorry, I hope I'm not interrupting your inbox zen, but we just want to make sure that you are updated. But none of those say, if you need financial assistance, please reach out. You know what I'm saying? Because what are they going to do? They're going to reach out, you know? So.
I put out an email today because, Scott gave everyone those 5,000 credits for the text. Mm-hmm. And then he also worked that thing with Jay Abraham, where Jay Abraham's going to give 2 of his mentoring programs.
Yeah, that's awesome.
While you're home, do those, read those. Talk to Mike Chat. He did some really good videos on teaching because he's just a phenomenal instructor. And he gave all clients, I think, 8 of his lessons. So you can actually advertise every Friday. We're going to have a special seminar with Blue Power Ranger Mike Chat. So I think that's a benefit for every school. The kids may like to go to classes, but now they have like a celebrity instructor for one day. Yeah. Well, and I think that the Jay Abraham thing is really great because I think a lot of
school owners may not know or may not understand, but like, have any of you guys seen a Jay Abraham Facebook ad come through your newsfeed?
Just yours.
Okay, no. Like, so like Jay Abraham had an ad for like his lower tier consulting program, right? And it was Facebook, and I had never seen a Facebook ad from Jay Abraham before. And it's like there's such a difference. So like you see a Facebook ad for like, I don't know, we're gonna help you fix your marketing, digitalagency.com, and it's like pretty picture and like ad copy and emojis and like fingers and fire, and it's like this like ad. It looks like an ad. The Jay Abraham one is literally him sitting in like a booth of a restaurant, and he's like, look, I charge people $25,000 a year at the very lowest price point, and that doesn't even really get them access to me. This is available right now. It's like, and it's like, it's just, he's not interested in selling you. This is open right now. You're welcome to join. The fact that we get access to Jay Abraham is like, you have to go through Scott to get that, because Scott's the one that's paying him and says, hey, we have this issue in our industry. So I think that's definitely something that you should take advantage of when that becomes available. Like, if you don't know Jay Abraham, he's the guy that's got like the jet in his front yard. Like, it's crazy, right? He's crazy. So,
But it didn't start yet, did it?
Not yet.
Yes, Scott's been working privately with Jay Abrahams for years.
Yeah. I've talked to him a little bit about that, and it's like, man, I'm not ready to be in that room of people. You know, I'll be 3 circles removed and still learn plenty. You know, so cool.
And everyone should take advantage of the Get Students offer, because if you've never done the Black Belt Excellence, just take advantage of this month. Put your email in there. Val will send you all the links, so you have the Black Belt Excellence worksheets to send to all your clients. They have coloring sheets where you can the kids can print them off their own printer, and you can have contests. There's just a real lot of good stuff. I was really happy with the videos I did for the match chats and the stories I included in PDFs. So,
yeah, and activities, coloring sheets and activities and stuff like that. I mean, like, if you don't have your kids at home right now, you know, they're not at school. I'm sure you guys have seen the joking like memes and stuff about, millions of parents are about to find out that the teacher wasn't the problem, you know, like your kids are here all day long now. A coloring sheet from, Master Sammy is going to be phenomenal. They're like, oh my God, yes, let's copy that 4,000 times before you start it. And that way, those kind of activities, not just your martial arts classes, would be really fantastic. So I agree with you. Absolutely.
Melanie, I don't usually see this on this meeting. Good to see you.
My private lesson, their online school ran late because Broward County keeps crashing, so they moved to 1 o'clock. So, hello, sir.
Melanie's right next to a public supermarket, and usually you see the cars going by all the time. She says it's been packed for a month, the grocery store.
We're next to a Walmart, and it's like a war zone. It's crazy.
We're the same one, William. We got that same type of Walmart right next door here. Nonstop. I don't even think I've told anybody this publicly, but we just actually signed a lease on a new construction building kind of far away, and I'm super stoked about it because nobody's been in there. They're building it out to our specs, and my happiest thing is we're not going to have to deal with Walmart anymore. And and it would be different if the manager. I can't handle lazy people, and the manager is just this lazy, low energy dude. And like, it takes him, he parks next to my truck, and it takes him 15 minutes to get to the door of Walmart. I'm like, walk faster! You got employees in there. Like, oh my God. And like, they have a smoking table right outside the front door. And I'm like, that cannot be Walmart approved. And he's like, well, they have to have a smoke break. I'm like, I can't even talk to you anymore. Okay, thank you for your time. See you later. So I can't handle it. I'm super stoked to not be around Walmart anymore. I don't know when that's going to happen, though. Who knows if the construction guys are even working. I got to go figure it out because everybody's working on this virus, man. Y'all are going to survive, right? Everybody's going to survive?
Johnny's in the epicenter. He's in New York City.
Man. How you feeling out there, man?
We don't have Walmart, so.
See, I'm not sure that I wouldn't take coronavirus over Walmart, man.
You know what? Most of my neighborhood is very wealthy. They all went to their townhouses. So the delivering of belts, I don't know about delivering belts to people. You know, some people are around. The classes, they're people in my classes, you know. I have 130 students. I've serviced at least almost 80 of them, so it's not that bad. I'm sending out and busting my ass, you know, 3 live classes everyone can do, plus 2 additional videos I'm editing. I've made this little studio like you. I'm actually in the thing of it. So I'm busting my butt. I have no staff just like you, and it is what it is, you know. I had 10 students drop this month, you know, and my landlord's not giving me a break, so.
Oh, man. That's rough.
10 out of 130, you're still around the 7%.
Well, our payment falls were high, so.
Well, tomorrow I'm gonna convert on our Thursday workshop. I'm gonna convert essentially all of my profit generators, text message, appointment reminders, calendar, everything on the back end. So like a prospect comes, finds you. Hey, you gotta hear about Johnny's Karate. Okay, they look it up, they find you. They go through your website. Somehow they get to an offer, whatever your offer is. They're on your profit generator. So from that point on, I'm going to take everything there and convert it to online training. Like, I don't know how long we're going to be doing this. I don't know if it's going to net any students at all. I don't know if anybody's interested in signing up online. I know that's like the new hip thing. Everybody's going to talk about signing up students online. I definitely think on the martial arts hierarchy of needs, that's pretty low at the moment. It's make sure that you're servicing your current students, et cetera, et cetera. I was going to do that last Thursday, but instead we talked about Zoom and the physical setup, and I think that was really helpful for people. But I'm gonna convert all my stuff and then kind of answer questions as we go along. It won't be a 30-minute meeting; it'll be a little bit longer than that. So, and I'll have that link available hopefully by the end of the day today if you're interested in converting your stuff.
Yeah. I'm in every meeting. I live here.
I don't know what you're talking about. I really did. You know, I said I was living in my school for 2 years when I tried to deliver pizzas. I really did. Like I had a thing, and I had like a shower next to the bathroom that had like a pump that would pump the water out. It was ghetto. It was very Oklahoman, and that's what I had to do.
You Tiger Kinging it?
Do what?
Tiger Kinging it? I'm sorry.
Oh man, no. See, y'all don't even understand. We have multiple Joes. That's the down south Oklahoma Joe. That's the Oklahoma City Oklahoma Joe.
I was just surprised he wasn't from Florida.
Yeah, I know, right? No, we have our own called Safari Joe, who bought a water park, and Safari Joe is famous because he sexually assaulted some people, and the city still sold him the water park anyway, because hey, who cares? And he's got his own blonde mullet mugshot. So we have multiple Joes who illegally have tigers. Yes.
Multiple Joes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good escape for me.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
guys. Thank you for everything.